I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We welcome Sumi to the show. Hi.
Hi, hello.
Hey, first of all, I want to congratulate you because we're talking with you right in the middle of your 4-year celebration.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and after mentioning that, I'd ask you to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, hello. My name is Kurozumi Neko. People usually just call me Sumi, and I brand myself as a retired ninja assassin cat looking for scraps of happiness. And I'm usually a variety streamer, but I mostly focus on FF14 whenever I can and whenever I do have time. But yeah, I'm also quite chaotic and lewd for anyone out there. So a lot of people would really describe my content as unhinged and very unexpected because a lot of the things I say are, quite unhinged, I will say so because yeah, I do them on purpose to like give everybody have some laughs and it really just a lot of like I really really enjoy shock factor comedy. So that's what I really like doing as well.
But you're always like an arm's length away from FF14.
Yes.
Sooner or later, you run right back to it. grab it again and go.
Oh, there, yeah. No, the brain rot is way too real with FF14. I will not stay away from Estinian Wormblood because he's my husband.
You've earned that. Dang it.
Oh, hells yes.
So it's 4 years as
Mhm.
in this field is quite a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I congratulate you for doing that. What made you get started in the first place?
Well, in actuality, I used to be a face cam streamer.
Uh-huh.
Like 6, 7 years ago, I used to be like a face cam streamer, and I actually didn't really start on Twitch. I started over on now, as like a real thing, and I just wanted to like to do some makeup, play some games, but I didn't really know how to play games back then, so I really just streaming was just like, oh, let's try this. Maybe it blows off or something.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like quite enjoy that a lot. And then when one of like my favorite streamers moved over to Twitch, um, I had also moved over, but I was already like what do you call this? Aware of Twitch, and because I was already there for Justin TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been watching since Twitch was Justin TV, but I wasn't like really focused on Twitch a lot. And so when the community I was part of made the move to Twitch, I had also like thought about, oh, maybe I should stream here because everybody like used Twitch back then, and Twitch was starting to like get bigger and everybody was starting to know what it was.
Right.
So that's how I started because my initial goal with streaming was like really just to get famous. Like because like to be honest, like becoming a famous celebrity was like it has been my dream since I was like 4 years old, ever since like my parents and like people at church told me like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, like, oh, you're so talented, all that stuff. So I was like, okay, maybe I want to be famous. So I've been working towards that and like taking all these performance lessons and singing lessons and all that. Like I even went into theater so I can study like acting.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's all you've been able to use all that, haven't you?
Yeah, and it's a really been a really great journey. So and that's yeah, and that's like with the streaming thing, it's yeah, because I wanted to get famous, I started streaming and I tried it out and I had so much fun and I realized it was like really really fun because like I didn't really have much friends back then. So
Mm.
by the time I had started building a community, I realized that oh, I'm not just doing this for fame. I'm doing this because I enjoyed making people laugh and like enjoy watching myself grow as a person as well through streaming. And yeah,
Yeah, that's
so that's
heartwarming.
how it started.
That's actually a heartwarming story there. I tried to
Thank
do
you.
I did it to be famous, but then I found that I just loved it.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's really that's I think you're the first person who's actually come on and said you wanted to be famous with it to start with, and then grew to like that. But really, I mean, that's absolutely upfront, honest, and it's very obvious you wouldn't do this for 4 years if you didn't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other ways that, especially given all the your background and everything that you've done, you just find other ways to use that background, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I needed a way to like, branch out, especially with like around COVID area, because I wasn't like fully committed to streaming before the 4 years started. So like what by the time I became a VTuber, COVID had already been like very, very rampant, and
Yeah.
I had only been streaming like once a month back then, and because I had a lot more time to like stream, I was able to like discover more of like what I wanted to do, and uh wait, the yeah, that's how it really all started. It's just yeah, with the COVID happening, I
Yeah.
had taken streaming a lot more seriously, and that's when I would like started. That's also when I like kind of discovered VTubers, because like right like a month before I even became like a VTuber, I
Mhm.
was still face cam streaming and like making makeup streams and all that stuff.
Right, right. So what drew you to doing it with the model instead of face streaming?
um, um, so I was actually a part of like the animation community over on YouTube.
Hmm.
So like I had been part of the community, so I like talking to a lot of like animation YouTubers like TJ Toons or Sultan Sketches, kind of like that was hanging around their communities,
Uh-huh.
and they had started streaming on Twitch, and I was still a face cam streamer. And as when I watched these animators, doing their Twitch streams and like having their like little OCs on the stream,
Yeah.
and having reactive PNGs, I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And I had like so many like character designs in my head, and I was like very active in like role playing. So I was an active role player, and I wanted to like bring my characters to life and like act them out as I would have.
Yeah.
And because I had enjoyed role playing, I was like, okay, maybe I should try this and like try to act like how my OC would act.
Yeah.
And that's how it kind of started. Like I started making like my own little character, like just a little trial character of like my own version of me as a cat girl.
Right.
Like it wasn't my OC yet, but when I had drawn that, I started it out like that, a very small little chibi that like very badly drawn.
Well, I mean, everybody starts somewhere,
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
And yeah,
yeah.
I think that's how I really started with the VTubing stuff. And after I had made that first stream of like me with PNG, and like I think I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh at the time.
Yeah.
um, Somebody had told me like, oh, there's this thing called VTubers, and someone from the animation community had showed me a clip of Korone with her English only Mario stream.
Oh my.
So the yeah, the famous have confidence, no confidence clip is what started me on VTubing journey. Because I was so amazed that, oh my god, there's this anime girl that's moving and she's very 3D and she's so cute, and this is just what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I started like getting deeper into the VTuber rabbit hole and started like upgraded like kind of my little PNG.
Yeah.
And then after that, I had started to look for like a VTuber on Twitch, and my first VTuber raid was like a 3D art, like a V artist who made VTuber models, who makes VTuber models now, but she was making art at the time with a
Right.
3D Vroid model, and that was the very first time that I was like really dove into the VTuber community.
Yeah.
And since then, it's just been a lot of like amazing VTubers and all of like friends and all these people and characters, and it's been so great just looking at everybody's designs. It really helped spark like my passion in art a lot. Wells.
Sounds like that if you didn't have this, you just have to invent it.
Yeah.
I mean, it really just kind of absorbed you as much as you absorbed it, didn't
Yeah.
it? They've combined into one force.
Oh hells yeah.
Well, it's just
The ironic part though is that like I was friends with like facecam streamers back then. Like most of my friends back then were really facecam streamers, and I was the only VTuber out of our friend group.
yeah, but I mean, there is obviously a difference. Otherwise, everybody would do one or the other. But But
Yeah.
I mean, the similarities are there too. I mean, you're still there in front of an audience. You're just
Yeah.
presenting a different, maybe not a total
Hmm.
persona, but a different look. And do you find that with this model that you get to be
Hmm.
more you or less you, or are you somebody else?
Yeah.
I mean,
Um, well, with this model, my 2.0 model is more so like a reflection of me and what kind of person I want to be.
mhm.
So I think with my current model now, it's more me than more than a character.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
you kind of get to express yourself more. I think when I
Yeah.
watch folks that provides just that little bit of shelter
Hmm.
to hide behind to get a little
Yeah.
nuttier than you normally would be.
Yeah.
See, I have no excuse, so I have to. Uh, there's no shield for me at this point. But the having found this and found it quickly, how long did it
Mhm.
take for you to get traction once you switched over, as far as audience
Um,
goes?
well, as far as the audience goes, because I had most of my audiences from when I was like still face cam streaming.
Right.
So I think it took me about a year,
Mm-hmm.
a year or two to like really get like where I'm stable at where I am now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it took me about like 2 years because like that first year I had was like all very friendly competition and like because I was still like having friendly competition with facecam streamers more than VTubers and I wasn't really doing any VTuber activities and my traction back then was maybe a little better because it was like the first time everybody was like really seeing VTubers
Right.
and of course like once that the VTuber like community was established around like 2021 22 um uh everything like started dying down and I had to like pull myself up and like have like do a little bit of extra effort because VTubers were starting to like get famous.
Right.
There's all these other VTubers that's popping off and I was trying to catch up but I really couldn't and it was like giving me a hard time
Mm.
till eventually that like I don't know I realized that okay maybe I need to like change something up with myself a little bit because I wasn't really happy with where my channel was going for that 2 years of me just struggling a lot.
Right. Right.
And yeah,
Yeah.
after that first 2 years, because I didn't really know what to do, like I didn't know what I wanted to do as a VTuber. I just wanted to display my character on screen,
Right.
and I think that really kind of like how do I say this? Not really damaged, but it hurt my growth a bit
Mm.
because like I wasn't like even having fun. It was more like okay I need to do this and I need to do that because I'm a VTuber, I'm a streamer now and whatever.
Right.
I was big, yeah, I had a big head, like I had a big ego thinking that I'm gonna be famous in like a year or two.
Well, I mean,
So yeah.
I mean, everybody's got a little bit of an ego, just have to wear bigger headphones. That's all. It's just harder to wear a hat.
Mhm, yeah,
but
yeah.
but really, you were kind of having gone in the way you did. You were
Mhm.
kind of by yourself for this, weren't you? I mean, you had friends in the face super community, but you really went out on your own for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I imagine that was a little tougher to even. I mean, you had your audience come over, but in order to get in
yeah,
touch and start working with other VTubers and you get that might have been a little tougher for you than have had you started in
yeah.
a group.
It was quite tough for me to like interact with other VTubers, mostly because like I didn't know anybody
Yeah.
and I didn't know how to approach VTubers.
Mm.
But I think what really helped is like being able to like finalize, I guess, or like being able to like really think of like an initial design or like really deciding to like use one of my character designs instead.
Mm.
And when I changed up like character a bit, I was like, okay, maybe I should try reaching out. And I started like joining all these collab stuff. They were calling for like new VTubers and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should try and like put myself out there more. And
Yeah.
that's yeah. It was also around the time I started streaming FF14, and
We always have to come back to FF14.
yeah, it's always FF14 like because I had only started playing FF14 a year after I started streaming and like yeah a year after I got like I hit affiliate or like like establish myself as like, okay, I'm a streamer now.
Yeah.
And being able to reach out to like, the FF14 community and like making friends, streamer friends over that community really like helped a lot with, with how I was able to overcome like reaching out to people and interacting with people, and like made me really discover a lot of new things about myself and a lot of other VTubers as well.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it you kind of got to go out, and then this is tough to say because you sound like a very outgoing person and a very, and someone who enjoys, entertaining folks. But it
Yeah.
sounds like you had to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, I may like I try my best to put like an outwardly persona of like, very outgoing and friendly, but I'm just really very scared like any other VTuber.
We've got the inside scoop. Get Sumi away from FF14, and they're scared.
Yes. Take FF14 away from me, I will crumble like dust.
Well, I mean, so now that you found some folks that in the community, have you
Mhm.
have you found some good friends in the community that you've been able to
Oh
hang with?
yeah. I I was pretty active in Twitter because just trying to build my connections,
Hmm.
and I was able to find like really good friends that I've been friends with for 2 3 years now. And some of the friends that I was able to make in the animation community, we're still friends now, even as even when they had become VTubers, and like some of them became like really famous big VTubers. Like I'm not gonna name drop, but I'm just very, very, really happy that and proud of my like friends from like 5 6 years ago
Yeah,
that are now VTubers and like really doing a lot of stuff and doing so well. And I'm very, very happy. And yeah, it's been really great because I did find a lot of good people. I was able to make like real friends, and I've been enjoying myself a lot more now than I ever have.
that's cool. I mean, it's such a great medium to express yourself and meet other
Hmm.
people who have the same type of ideas that you do.
Yeah,
And there's so many people now that we're finding that have these talents, like the animation, the art,
yeah,
singing, cooking, whatever people do. Uh, but now they have that audience that's potentially around the world. Every time you turn on that
hmm.
microphone, everybody who has a telephone in their pocket around the planet is a potential audience person, which is, I'm not trying to scare you
Yes.
off or anything, but but it's definitely there. And the fact
Yeah,
that we have this ability that we didn't have, say, 10, 20 years ago,
yeah,
is mind-boggling in itself, especially for an old guy like me.
yeah.
I mean, I tell people all the time, if I was trying to do this interview with you back when I was in radio in the '80s, it would have it
Ooh.
would have cost $1 billion and would have sounded like I'm yelling into a can full of beans. It wouldn't have been worth it.
Yeah.
But the fact that I'm just kind of sitting here in the back room of my house talking with you like it sounds like it's next door, which is pretty well. The next room is pretty amazing. Um,
Yeah, it's great.
so now that you're here, year four is hit. Have you got
Hmm.
some big plans coming up?
Um, okay, so the thing was like I didn't really plan anything for like the 4 years. I had just realized that, oh my God, it's been 4 years. Like I try not to think about all these stuff because it kind of, when I used to, it just stressed me out. And I didn't know what to do. And I didn't know how to like elevate my content more,
Hmm.
because like I had said, like I was more focused on like becoming famous. I was more focused on like creating content
Right.
instead of just being myself and having fun, and like what how I am now. So I was able to change a lot. So really just like keeping that thought of like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this big thing, that getting that like planning mindset off of my head kind of like helped me like make better streams and help me like plan a little better, I guess.
Hmm.
It's like not totally planning something out, but just like having an idea of, oh, okay, I want to do this for this celebration, just to like let's see and how we can have fun with this, and like winging everything basically.
Well, you're kind of striking a balance now between um, between enjoying yourself, which you still have to do after this many years,
Yeah.
and also doing what's best for your channel.
Yeah.
And there's a balance to strike there if you can do it.
Yeah.
But it really sounds like you're hitting it right now.
Yeah, I think I was able to hit it. I'm really really happy that I was because like two maybe even 2 years ago I would not have been able to think that because I would have been so stressed out with like okay I have to do this big thing and what am I gonna do and how am I gonna do this? I don't know. I don't have any people who can do this for me. So just like accepting the fact that I don't have a lot of resources to do what I wanted to do like originally
Hmm.
really helped a lot and like being able to like keep that in mind like okay I can't do this yet.
Yeah.
It's always the yet, gotta put yet there.
Yes. Yes. There's always
Yeah, so
if you
like
say yet, there's
mhm,
always hope.
yeah. So like since I wouldn't be able to do a lot of the things I really want to do yet, I just be like okay what can I do that's like fun for me and fun for the community.
Mm.
And yeah, I think just having that kind of mindset like really helps a lot instead of like, okay, I have to do this because I want to show this to my community.
Yeah.
So it's like really just, going along with what your community wants and like, doing what I want to do that like, it's also okay for the community and what I think is fun because if I'm having fun, like of course my community is going to see that. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's
Absolutely.
a lot of that.
Absolutely. Like, but just talking with you here, and you can hear what it means to you as we talk. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very obvious that it means a lot to you, and it
Yeah.
also
Thank you.
it's pretty obvious that you're pretty proud, and you should be for what you've been able to do.
Yeah.
It's a good thing, and it's a positive thing that you've got going here.
I'm
So
glad.
so I mean, we talked a little bit about you getting started and how it was maybe a little rough, but do you think that maybe getting started um,
Mhm.
pretty much on an island by yourself has kind of helped you in a way to be able to rely on yourself a little bit more at this time?
I think I think it did, but like I'm able to really only rely and handle myself because yeah, I did start out alone. I didn't have a lot of friends, and I didn't know what to do, so I was just on my own, like doing my own research because I didn't know any other VTuber and every other like facecam streamer that I was friends with like didn't know about VTubers. They just knew that people did art.
Hmm.
That was all that there is, and
There
yeah,
is only art.
only art. Yeah. Like of course eventually like they all knew about becoming a VTuber and I was able to like introduce some of them to some VTubers,
Hmm.
which I'm very happy that they are enjoying them now. And yeah, but going through that has definitely helped a lot with knowing what to do and like getting things done like in my way a little quicker and like helping other people. But it it does really help a lot more if like you reach out and like talk to people and get some help
Right.
because when I was very stubborn and I thought like no I have to do this all on my own because everybody else is doing on their own. So I had that kind of mindset because I was a broke college kid.
Lots of
So,
lots of ramen noodles.
yeah. Being a broke college kid staying at home during COVID while having classes and streaming at the same time.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my god. Yeah, I had to learn how to like rely on other people because doing everything on my own, sure it does help me grow as a lot and like help me a little bit more responsible like, with myself, but you really it's almost impossible to just do what we want to do and like have our dreams become reality without the help of other people.
Hmm.
Like trying to do everything on your own is just it's too much.
Yeah. Yeah. I try to do nothing on my own. I try to do nothing at all,
Mhm.
actually.
Yeah.
No, really, it's great to hear that. I mean, I always talk about people being not being a
Mhm.
product of the surroundings, but the triumph that comes from the surroundings. And it sounds like you
Yeah.
you have become that triumph.
I hope so.
No pressure. But with this, if you
Mhm.
if you were be able to go back and talk to a 4-year-old Sumi who is getting all of the advice that all the stuff in their head that they're going to be a superstar. What would 4-year-old Sumi think of what's going on now?
Very I'd say she'd be mad, honestly. I would,
Really?
yeah. 4 years ago, if I was still myself from 4 years ago, I'd be salty. I'd be like, I'd be salty. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do if that's how you're supposed to be? Because I had like, that big ego in my head was like, no, I'm gonna be famous. I don't need help from anyone else. Like, I'm gonna become a better person, but I'm gonna be a better person in like the way where like you're not gonna be able to like, take your eyes off me. Like, oh my god, it was very egotistical thinking.
That was supposed to be like a really nice moment.
Yeah.
You will,
Yeah, honestly, yeah, no, I was very egotistical like 4 years ago. Like, okay, I'm starting out, I'm gonna be big. Oh wait, this person is doing better than me. This person is happy. No, that's not how you do it. You're supposed to treat streaming like work or whatever.
yes.
Oh my god. Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I would have struggled hard. Like, I wouldn't be able to accept the idea that like, oh my god, this is where I'm gonna be at. Wait, what?
Yeah,
Not even what? That's not where I want to be.
that's right.
In 4 years, I thought I'd have like 1 million views or some shit.
Grabbing yourself by the collar. What are you doing? Why are you doing
Yeah,
this wrong?
I'll be like, nah, bitch, sit the fuck down. You ain't fucking shit.
This ain't happening. I'm doing it better.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, it's. But what you've got now, I mean, you wouldn't
Mhm.
take it back, right?
No, I would not.
Yeah. You made this, and the people who are coming back for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not you don't have like a billion people watching every time, but you've got people coming back because of you,
Yeah.
and that's gotta feel awful good.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm really like really doing this for the people who do watch me and who people like who enjoy the same kind of humor and like trying to like, build a community around the things that I like and being able to share the things that I like and have laughs and fun and be able to connect with a lot more people and like even as a fan you know like no parasocial and all that stuff.
Unless
We all know how bad being parasocial can get, and like
yes,
I like admittedly we're all kind of like parasocial somehow anyway.
mm, especially if
But
FF14
yeah.
is involved. Yes.
Yeah, you have like some form of like extra like parasocial stuff.
um, uh,
But yeah,
so
with the community is, yeah, doing it for the community is like really the best thing for me right now.
you do some art streams, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you enjoy those? I mean, do you use that as a kind of a relaxing stream, or
Mm.
do you do that to have fun, or do you do that just to have the community yell at you while you're doing it?
At first I wanted to do art streams because big ego head, but like
Art is
okay, if I
everything.
don't, yeah, art is everything. I have to show everything. I'm like, I'm gonna struggle, like I'm gonna improve with my art, and you're gonna see and watch me improve wherever. But like right now, like I just do my art streams whenever I'm bored or have nothing to do, and like I don't feel like playing games.
Hmm.
So it's more so a chill time for me, and like a time for a time for relaxation really with my community. So like if I'm doing art and like streaming art, I'll be like, okay, let's watch a YouTube video together and like be productive together and all that stuff. So I'd be reacting to the whatever YouTube video I'm watching and while making art, so like make it a little bit more interesting instead of just like art and nothing.
Well, really, I see people doing that, and that is pretty
Hmm.
intimate. I mean, really, I mean, you're basically sitting around the same campfire when you're doing that,
Yeah.
and that would I would think tend to bring your community closer to you. I mean, have you found that?
Yeah, yes, I definitely have. Like my community, I was definitely be able to connect with my community a little bit more by talking about whatever YouTube drama or YouTuber drama is happening, and like
No,
try to like putting my 2 cents in there that nobody asked for.
no YouTube drama. If they're going on, no
No,
VTube drama, never, never, never.
But yeah, talking about that and like hearing what my own community thinks, and like, of course, like there are some things that we would all agree and disagree on,
Mm.
and it's been really like eye opening, and like, keeping an open mind while doing those kind of streams, like helps with like, with people, like it helps with like the idea of struggling to like accept the fact that this is the way the world is.
Oh, I'm not ever accepting that. So,
Yeah,
sorry. After these
like it
last few
just
years,
makes it
no.
a little easier, just a
Yeah.
little bit, tiny bit.
And it doesn't involve
'Cause at
substances.
least, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. 'Cause, at least you get to like share these feelings and all these opinions with your community, and be like, if they agree with you, then great, and if they disagree with you, then you're gonna have to like change the way you think a little and see the other side, and
Yeah.
change your perspective.
It
So
really
yeah,
does something like that does kind of break down the wall a little bit.
yeah,
And I think people are realizing a little bit more with the fact that the world is now so small with the way the internet is. I mean, it's really tiny in
yeah,
a lot of ways. That people, I hope, are starting to talk to each other like human beings.
yeah. I hope so too.
And it makes a big difference. I mean, just sitting down and yapping a little bit, and it's rather than
Hmm.
immediately throwing up a big front and or fanboying at everything that goes on
Yeah,
is it does make a big difference. And I really,
yeah,
that's one reason why I really like doing these interviews, because I'm not about that. We're gonna talk. That's what we're gonna do.
yeah.
Uh,
Talking's great.
Talking is fun, and it is an absolute pleasure to talk with you. I'm
Thank you.
and I there's so much more that you've got going on that we haven't even touched on, and so much talent there that people need to check out. We're going to have as many links as we have been able to find on the description for the interview here, but we're going to hopefully get you back here real soon. If
Thank you.
if
I
if
enjoyed it.
if we can both set our alarms at the right time. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Sorry, guys.
They're exposing me. Okay.
Not just you, not just you. there, there, there are times my hours are really all over the place after all these years, and there are times I'm sitting here and all of a sudden I wake up and it's like an hour later and I'm still looking at a screen that's running a recording of me snoring, which is not fun.
Yeah.
But
So it's a struggle, definitely.
yes,
Time zones are weird.
oh, time zones are weird, especially when you worked overnight for a large portion of your life, because then it's all over.
Hmm.
You might as well
Yeah.
just forget it. You're never gonna figure it out. But you keep doing you, because it's good stuff so far,
Thank you.
and I appreciate you coming on. We're gonna get you back on again soon if it's okay by you. Okay?
Of course, of course. I really enjoyed my time. I'm like, thank you for this. Thank you for inviting me. I really, really, really liked it. I was like, I didn't expect anything like this to happen. I was like super shocked. Like, oh wait, what? Somebody wants to interview me? What?
Then you realized it was me. It's like, oh well, okay.
No, no, it's fine. But it's great though. Like I do like I have been like, wanting to like, do all this stuff, because like it's we're getting there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. I really, really enjoyed it.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.